Views expressed here are not supported by and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Hey, babe.
Yes, ma'am.
What do most men want in a woman?
Realness, authenticity, a woman that's intelligent, that...
I'm not sure I understand it, but everything seems brighter now than before. I don't know why I feel this way, but every time I hear your name.
Put that foot down now, that's awesome. All right, done. You get twisted. That is.
It's all because of you. I feel the way I do. You make my dreams come true, yeah. It's all because of you, because of you.
Look at this fine thing at work.
And I don't fall in love so easily, 'cause I don't wear my heart up on my sleeve. Yeah. I don't know if you feel the same, but every time I hear
What's up? What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday, hump day. We are sorry that we're starting late. Technical difficulties.
It's more
But-
the user than technical. It was all me.
I was trying
It's
not to
okay.
tell people the
It's
truth.
okay.
I was joking. It's all good. Either
I'm
way,
good at what I'm good at.
we are here ready. Okay.
That's right.
All right. So if you would like to, if you have a question, you have a concern, you would like to just get our expert advice, so call us at 929-282-0266
And they can send an email to us, right?
at mybulletformarriages at e360tvlive.com.
And we have a Facebook group. They could join.
You're so dramatic. I swear, it's so dramatic. Anyways, yes, we do have a Facebook group that you may join. It will help you. We have couples in there married for over 40 years. We are going on 20 in a couple months. So if you need some help, hit us up. We are here for you.
Yeah.
Leave that alone.
So how's your week been?
So far, so good. I mean, it is only Wednesday, but so far, so good.
Good.
Yep. And I don't even see it not be good, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
even when the challenges do come.
Yeah.
So it's all good either way.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, same. Same thing as always. I'm good to go. I'm happy. Blessed. Trying to learn from everything that takes place
And everyone.
and just keep growing. Keep enjoying the process.
Mhm.
Goes a lot into what we're talking about today.
It does.
But hey, if you guys let us know how your week has been, what your challenges or success has been. I would love to hear some wins, man. If y'all got some wins, some things that went well for you this week, I would love to hear it and celebrate with y'all. So you can put those in the chat or hit us up on that too, because I'd love to just root some people on, So today we're talking about the master key of marriage. And I think that we've talked a lot about what we're really just double tapping
I believe
and
so.
extending off of what we talked about last week.
Mhm.
And if y'all weren't with us last week, we were really talking about working on yourself, getting yourself right. The power of just knowing who you are, bettering yourself, healing yourself, getting yourself into a position that you are flowing. So that way, when you come in line with a partner that you want to do life with, you will attract because like attracts like, and then you begin to start a journey with another whole person, right? because a lot of times what we're doing is we're not healing, we're avoiding, and we're seeking healing in other people and other things. And that's why a lot of our relationships aren't working, right? They're not successful. We expect them to do something that it just can't do.
Yeah, like fill a void that people cannot fill, nor can a thing.
Yeah, marriage is like planting crops. To me, it's whatever you sow,
you will reap.
You will reap.
Yeah,
whatever you put in, and that's look, just
we
like
talk
farming
about the
seasons.
like. You think about it, two people coming together, right? Half and half because they're not whole. And then they're trying to make a whole because they think, well, I'm half and then I'm half and then I'm going to make a whole. We make one. That's not the case when it comes to the mind. That's not the case. And then not the case when it comes to the analogy sounds great, but it's not true.
Yeah.
It's not true because I'm still missing half of me when I only bring half of me to the table. And if I think that I'm going to meet somebody that's going to be a half person and they're going to come fill a half of me, right? I'm not even fully whole by myself. So how am I expecting for him to meet me halfway, right? So I'm going to be half and he's going to be half and you think we're going to be, but there's still half of us that's missing is what I'm saying. So that's the half that you have to really, really work on. That other half to make you whole, that piece, that foundation right there is what the key to a successful marriage, which is the key to you having a successful life, a successful relationship with your children. You advance at work, the way that you think, the way that you move, the things that come to you. You're like a magnet for blessings. You're just a magnet for it. People want to do for you. People want to move out their way. People want to go the extra mile. Like there's so many positivity that goes into working on becoming one whole with yourself, but it's easier said than done.
Well, and as you're talking about this, like we go for walks a lot, y'all, and so like today we usually do about 3 miles on our walks, and we were walking today, and we were talking about some things, and one of the I guess the topics was the fact that couples fight because they're in their ego, right? Is in a nutshell, we're in our ego, right? And what am I saying? Like, I want it this way. That's it, right? I want it this way. And your partner, they want it that whatever way. So they're saying the same thing. Well, I want it that way too, right? Now, the reason that we want it a certain way is the problem, right? Because usually the reasons why we have to have certain things certain ways is due to the conditioning, the experiences, the trauma, whatever it is in our life that produce these ways of doing and thinking and being. And when someone doesn't give you what you want, right, then we take offense to that. Everything has to be the way we want it, right now. And now you got two people fighting over, something really petty and really, really small, all because we can't step out of our ego, right, and see the situation for what it actually is.
Correct.
Right. And we've been talking a lot about this. And so in the ego and here, this is what I want to say. The ego, a lot of times our ego really, it comes into play as almost a protection. And that isn't always good because we don't need protection from a lot of the things that we're protecting ourselves from.
I love how you said that. That's a great analogy because that's
because
that's what the ego does. It's like it rises up to let you know that I have your back. Like I'm not, no, this is the way that we do things. This is the way we are. They need to kind of change the way that they're thinking. They need to change the way that they want to do something because I know I'm right, or this is how I want it. And so that's all he's saying is that a lot of times the ego will rise up, and the next thing you know, your ego is too much into the situation that you're in, the scenario, and if you would step out of the scenario, just step out of it for a second, and then be like, okay, if I was a third party, just be a third party for a second. If I was a third party and I was watching this unfold, what I'm saying, does that really make sense to get me what I really want? Does it really make sense? Am I really going to sit here and have this argument with this person that I say I love, or I'm going to be petty, towards a person I say I love because I'm not getting my way? That's the ego. That's the ego.
And like I said, some of it's protection, some of it's just arrogance and spoiledness, and we want it our way, right? So there's there's a variety of reasons why we default into this ego that we hide into, right? And why is this important, right? Because in marriage, a matter of fact, Lanell, you told me about a couple. They had been married 40 plus years. I think they were in their 80s or something like that, right? And somebody asked them what the key to success was. Because I think maybe they've been married for 40 years.
Either way,
Yeah.
I've always been in different
I think
couples.
I just said that twice, but it doesn't matter. My point is this. He said, be able to change. Be able to change. Listen to me real quick. He said throughout his 40 years of marriage, the one thing that he's had to do constantly is be okay with changes. Constant changes throughout the 4 decades that they've done life together. And we've talked a little bit about how just life is change. I know that there's people that say, well, we're creatures of habit, and we human nature, we're creatures of habit. But there's some people that are like, really, like, I can't stand change. But if we're honest, things are always changing. Things are always changing around us. That's why time is relevant. Time measures change. That's it. Right. It's literally, that's why we created it. Right. So that we could gauge the changes that we're seeing all around us.
Yes.
Okay. And so constant change is the nature of life. It will be the nature of marriage as well. There will be changes, there will be adjustments, but you can't do that if you have to have it your way all the time. You can't do that if you don't know how to compromise, communicate, step outside of yourself for a second and see the bigger picture, right? This self-work, why is it the master key to a marriage? It's the master key to life.
Amen.
It's not just marriage.
Right. You're never ending.
We're giving you a master key, period. Okay. And that's what I think that is funny about what we bring to the table here. Yeah, we've been married for 20 years. There's people who've been married for a lot longer than us. Okay. But the one thing that we've realized is that if you are willing to learn from the experiences that life gives us, if you're willing to grow, if you're willing to look at yourself rather than everything and everyone else, okay, and you're willing to investigate yourself and start making changes within yourself, if you're willing to invest like that, that is what you're sowing into your experience that we call life. And that's going to be a good harvest, okay, because you're sowing good things. You're sowing love to yourself. You're sowing love to everybody else, right? You're good. You're dealing with your trauma. You're not taking it out on other people, because see, this is what we do. We don't deal with these things. We connect with another person and we just take it out on them.
Yeah.
Because misery loves company. Hurt people hurt people. Y'all have heard us say this over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? And there's a reason why we keep just hitting it, like
hit the nail,
just bam, right? Because we believe that I think everybody deserves a good life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to know who you are. You deserve to walk with confidence, to wake up every day and know that you are the creator of your reality, and that this moment is your creation. So you begin to just paint it like a painter with no limits, right? That's what we want for y'all every single day. In your marriage, in your just your personal life with your kids. We want you to excel, but it starts with us. The problem is that we're always looking at at someone
everyone else or
Fix me.
everything. So if you just say that you don't gravitate towards people, right? You're like, "Oh, I'm an introvert. Okay, I don't even like to be around people." Okay, but you might have a financial issue. You might have too much trauma in your past that you don't want to heal from because you like to stay negative. Some people just like to be in their mess. That's okay if that's what you like to be, but I would definitely stay single for the rest of your life until you actually heal from yourself, because you're not going to do any good to yourself nor someone else. And then everybody that you all attach yourselves to in that relationship that you put yourself in, now not only are you unhappy, but then you got somebody else unhappy, and then probably people that's attached to you unhappy. And don't bring no children in it, because then they're going to be unhappy. Do you see how the cycle goes?
Yeah.
Unhappy, right? Unjoyful, no peace, stay in drama life, right? That foundation that we're talking about is completely cracked.
Yeah.
It's completely cracked. There are so many bricks broken, right? There's so many the concrete underneath is just deteriorated. Why? Because that's basically what you're doing to your own body, your own mind, every time that you're negative, every time that you don't heal yourself, every time that you just jump from relationship to relationship to the relationship. It's no different.
You know, right before we got on, remember, I don't know why I don't even listen to this dude. It was the first time I've ever seen him, but I clicked on his video for some reason. And he was talking about, he asked everybody, he started the video with, let me ask you all a question. Do you feel like your life is like a loop? Like you're just going around in circles, okay? And you don't like the loop, right? He said, you know, if you feel like, he's asked a whole bunch of people, and he said, everybody that I've talked to, no one has ever said that they like the loop that they feel like they're in. And I didn't watch the whole video, but I think it's kind of ironic what she just said and what I heard right before I cut it off about these loops. And I want to ask y'all a question. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like you're always in a loop? Right? Maybe you are doing well. Things seem to go good. But then that guy or that girl that you know you shouldn't be messing with, or that thing happens, maybe something happens at work and your default is to go drink or go gamble or whatever your little effort button is that you push when life gets hard, whatever that is, okay, whatever that vice is, we begin to do it, and then we go down these dark alleys, right? That decision takes us to, okay? Life gets tough, finances get tough, relationships crumble, and then we finally figure out that we're screwing things up and we clean ourselves up, or we separate from the people that are toxic, whatever the situation is that you're going through, whatever that loop is, right? And we get to this point where like, oh man, this is great. And then we find ourselves right back into that place where we're mixed with all the wrong things that don't bring us any love, any peace, any joy, anything that we really want. How many of y'all do that? I know I did for years of my life.
Amen.
Like it took me over 3 decades to figure this out. Okay. And I'll admit, you know, each decade, I think the loop got a little prettier, right? But there was a lot of ugliness still in those loops, right? Because I was still in the loop. I didn't know how to fully break myself from it. And the problem is that when we're in these loops, we are looking outward, right? And we're saying, oh, because of this. Well, it's the alcohol that's the problem. It's the girls that are the problem. It's the cheating that's the problem. And really, we need to start doing this.
Right. Yeah.
You need to start being responsible for the decisions that you make and understand that you can break yourself out of the loop. It's like those little doors that you get stuck in.
Oh, the revolving doors?
Yeah, the revolving doors in like the city. Like if y'all have ever been in New York and they got these little revolving doors, and you're like, oh my God.
It's not just in
right.
city, honey, in New York. Everywhere.
Right. But you know what I'm trying to say.
I do know what you're saying.
All right.
Okay.
She's trying to bust me out.
Not busting out, just, you know, giving you said like.
You know what I'm trying to say? You've seen somebody just get stuck in them joints, right? And you're like, you just gotta just walk straight and you're in the lobby, right? But they're, oh my God, right? But that's us with a lot of issues in our life.
Yes.
The door seems locked, but it's been unlocked the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It's been unlocked. All you had to do is open it.
Yep. It's kind of like that person, right? I think you told me the story about that guy that was in jail, and the only thing he had to do was just get out, right?
Yeah.
That's all he had
The
to do.
stunt guy.
And that's all he had to do was just push the door open.
Yeah.
But he was trying everything else other than just
the dude that escaped everything.
just
He
more
died in the
sense.
barrel.
Either way, it didn't matter. But
the escape artist,
Yeah.
y'all probably know who I'm talking. I can't think of his name right now, but basically he was the best escape artist in the world. So the sheriff in I think it was Texas, challenged him. He said, "I challenge you to come into my cell, and you have X amount of time to escape this cell,
Mhm.
right? And I don't think you can do it." So dude said, "You don't know who I am? I got this." So he accepts the deal. He even put a belt in that had like a pick in the belt, right? So he cheated. He walks into the cell, they close it. He thinks that they've locked it up, right? So he's like, he's in his element. He rolls up his sleeves, takes off the belt, pulls out the little lock pick thing that he's got in his belt, and he starts going to work, right? First hour goes by, he's like, my God, I can't get this thing unlocked. And he's just going to town, right? He doesn't know why this lock won't give. 2 hours goes by and he's sweating now. His shirt's completely off. He's sweating. He doesn't understand how it's taking him this long. And now he's only got a few more minutes until he loses the challenge, right? So time speeds on. He messes up. Here comes the sheriff. The sheriff, no keys, no nothing, just pulls the bars. And he said, well, guess you failed. It was unlocked the whole time, and walked away. And that story,
that's that revolving.
that's us.
That's that
That's
one.
us.
That's that ego, right?
Yeah.
You so big, you just think you know everything. You just that's the ego telling him, right? But then he got distraught by his own thoughts. Like he didn't even
Yeah.
pay attention
He
to
beat
the most
himself.
common thing.
Just
You know what I'm
see if it
saying?
would
Just to
move.
see if it would just move. That's it.
And
A lot of times we stay in our own way
Yeah.
of just doing that, just that little inch of just moving something out of our way. Like just that little bit.
was
But
he skilled enough?
But he was.
He was skilled. Did he have the right equipment?
Did he have? He did.
Yes. Right.
Just had to move out his own way.
This is why I harp on y'all about your mindset, about how you've allowed your mind to be programmed. And listen, yes, when we're kids, we don't get a lot of choice on the content, the environment, the schools, the friends, our parents' friends. We don't get to choose any of that. But if you are over 18 right now and you're listening to this, and really if you're probably 17, 16, you can, maybe even younger than that, you can be, I know younger than that, you can begin to work on yourself regardless, right? You can begin to make the changes. You can begin to invest in yourself. You can begin to find out. I don't know how many people have caught this. I think I say this on our Sunday show, on our Sunday show. I said nothing sticks to you.
Right.
I can't remember if I said it on Sunday or Monday. I mean on Wednesday on last week's show. When you know who you are and you can live 100% in the moment. 100% in the moment. Okay? Nothing sticks to you. You are just the moment itself, right? Like you are the creator of that moment. You experience it, you move through it, right? And you're on to the next thing. And that's it. You're not pulled back by what happened. You're not weighed down. You're not influenced. You're not anything. Just, okay, cool. See you later. All right, I'm done. Cool. Move on. Okay. Imagine that in our own relationships. Imagine that discipline, that ability to have that type of control and that type of understanding that this isn't worth a response. When you know who you are, you know when things aren't worth the response. Now, the other people might not like that you're, I know I don't like when I feel like I'm being ignored, right? But at the same time, when you know, right? You know how to gauge it. You know what to give, what to not give, and how to negotiate each moment because you're whole. right? You're not taking things personally. You're not looking at it through the ego. All right. The other thing I've said, and I like this analogy, but the flashlight in the Army, they gave me a little elbow flashlight. Okay. But on the bottom, you can unscrew it. And we had like the red lights, right? So night vision. So you had to use red light at night when you're on mission, stuff like that. Right. But is the light red? No. See, our ego puts the color on the light. Okay. And it makes it look a certain way. You have to remove the false lens to see the true light that is being shown when you turn on the flashlight.
Come on.
This is the same with ourselves. Okay. Right now, you're seeing the world, yourself, your marriage, everything through different lenses. Okay. Different colors.
Right.
These colors come from our conditioning, our experiences, our hurt, our trauma, life. Okay. But that doesn't mean that's actually the shade of color that it is.
Correct.
You have to investigate, am I seeing this as it actually is, or am I seeing this through my hurt, through my trauma,
Yes,
through my conditioning, right? Because these are lenses,
yes,
but they are not accurate. Okay. They are false. They are, yeah, go ahead.
okay. I love how we break this down because I try to give examples to help people. And so this came to me when he was talking, and I'm gonna give y'all a good example. And this actually has to do with our youngest. So he got mad, okay, on Monday, upset about something, and I couldn't figure out what happened. Like, what's going on? And he really wasn't trying to tell me. So then he finally opened up, right? And he told me about something. But his thinking, and here he was upset about something that actually happened 3 years ago. He remembered. Okay. And what he did was he took what happened 3 years ago and he applied it to this present moment that he was in on Monday. And he got so upset because he thought about something that happened 3 years ago. He brought it into the present moment. So what happens is for 3 years, okay, 3 years, he's holding on to something for 3 years. He ain't even let it go because he brought it here. So now, right now, what happened 3 years ago is now present. So every time that you turn around, you don't heal that foundation. You don't go and get help to go, fill in those cracks. Okay. You don't take time to get the person that knows what they're doing. Okay. Whether it's a coach, whether it's therapy, whether it's God. Okay. Get by your damn self. I don't care. But if you go heal yourself and heal the cracks on the foundation, all right, now you can work on the house. Now you can work on the home, which is you, your body, right? Now it's even deeper in your mind. Now you consciously thinking about stuff because you don't worked on cleaning up the foundation. Oh, that's flat. Oh, that's good. Now it's solid. Now I can put something on it, right? Now you're ready for the next level. So then you work on you. And what I'm trying to say is that when my son did that, it brought me to everything that's happened in life with us. We as people take something that happened, even if it was yesterday, and you bring it into the present moment. You act as if it's yellow in that moment. And when I say that, we call yellow for what it is. If it looks yellow, it's yellow. It's not mustard. If it's mustard, it'd be mustard, but it's yellow. So call it what it is. Call reality for what it is. If a person is not healed, if a person comes with trauma, if a person comes with financial issues, if a person comes to you with just many issues, okay, they're showing you who they are. Pay attention.
Don't try to argue with what they're giving you.
No.
Especially, and I told this, I think I even said this Sunday, and I might have missed saying this last week. Remember, you're dating. This ain't the time. This is like the process of elimination time. Okay. If you don't make my cut, you just don't make my cut, honey. Like, that's it.
I know. Why people feel bad?
But we got too many people in the dating process trying to justify the behavior of people that aren't even husband or wife material. And it don't make no sense. They not the material. Now they might be in the future, and we're not trying to dig on them. Okay. They just presently not there. You want to sit around and wait for them. That's your business. And like I tell everybody else, but you are accepting the work and the journey that this person has to go on.
Come on.
You are joining them on that journey.
Yes.
So stop bitching.
Amen.
Stop complaining.
Yes.
Because you keep signing, co-signing, riding with this person on their drama-filled journey.
So understand,
You see what
if
I'm
you are
saying?
single, you do not have to decide to go on the journey, okay, a bullshit, that's what it's called, of healing for them. You don't have to go on that journey. You don't have to. If you're married, why wouldn't you want to?
Yeah.
Huh? Why wouldn't you want to?
Why wouldn't you
If you if we're telling, if you could hear from a couple that told you for the first 10 years, I didn't even say that it wasn't even that great after. Okay. I just say that it's got to this point for us because of the work.
Yeah.
Because of
The
the
investment.
work we invested into ourselves first. We took 1%. I love how you did the analogy of the 1%, right?
Oh,
What
yeah.
if you did the stock, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know what? We're gonna take a break.
Oh,
and then
is it
when we
time?
come back, yeah. And then when we come back, I'll talk about the stock analogy that I like to use. We'll talk a little bit about learning from the experiences in life, how to stay flexible, and then we'll wrap it up. So stay tuned. We got a lot for you in the future.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Evening Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys. So you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Evening Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Evening Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it.
Yeah, no, wait, no, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go. No.
Yeah, Chad for president. That's what I'm
No.
talking about.
I mean, he could run it. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, it'd be dope
have
if we
some
was
good
in the White
laws.
House. I'm just saying.
We'd have a party.
I mean, our laws would be everybody be good. Everybody be good. But it's all
about
good.
this interest rate. Anyway, we're back. So hey,
The analogy about
the analogy,
1%.
yeah. So okay, one of the things that, all right, and I'll tell you where I got this analogy first. One, our environment, Lanell said it the best. It becomes like our cologne, right? And we wear that everywhere we go. And so I knew that I needed to get around some people that thought bigger, thought better, thought, more brilliant. One of the things I will hint to you guys is that the rooms that you get into, the people that you're, allowed or you're willing to be around, depends on the growth that you're going to take off on, right? If you're around people that are motivating you to be your best self, to do what's best for you and to grow and to really flourish in life, because that's what they're doing. So they're pushing everybody in their circle to be better.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what begins to rub off on you.
Yep.
Okay. And so hint, always be the dumbest person in the room. If you become the smartest person in the room, time to find a new room.
Amen.
Okay. Now in that room, I heard this analogy about becoming 1% better every single day. Okay. 1% a day. And I started thinking about it. I was like, hold on. So 1% a day, that's like 365% increase in 1 year. Now imagine if we were a stock person, right? And we bought stocks, and you've been watching this stock, and 6 months, 180%. You know what I mean? Like what would you do? You would invest. You might not put all of your eggs in that basket, but you would invest.
Mm-hmm.
You would see, oh, this thing is moving.
Mm-hmm.
At 1 year, 365% growth. Who would not want to invest in that stock? Now imagine if that stock is you. And you have taken 1 year to invest 1% a day. I'm only asking 1% a day. You can do that in your sleep. Read a book for 5 minutes. 1%. Okay. Shut up instead of saying something when my wife, I know my wife is right. Okay. 1% better, right? Every single day that compounds. And if you know anything about interest, now if we added interest to that 365% would be a lot higher, right? So imagine yourself as that. And the more that you're willing to put into yourself every single day to improve yourself. And when I say this, be really honest with yourself.
Right.
And when I talk about improvement, I'm not just talking about financial gain.
Right.
That's a part of it. And you need to be financially fit because it does help with your peace of mind.
It does.
Like, I'm not going to sit here in front to you. When you're scrapped for money,
Yeah.
and man, it's stressful. Your kids need stuff, bill collectors blowing up your phone. Like, that is not fun. It is stressful.
Mhm.
That stress is going to bleed over,
Yes.
right, into other areas of your life, especially your relationship. But it's everything. It's how you interact with the random stranger, right? It's how you view situations. And so every moment is an opportunity to learn and to grow in life. The problem is that we don't slow down enough to see that God's trying to show us something in every moment.
Mhm.
There is not a dull moment. You could be bored, right? You should be so cool in that boredom state. We call it boredom. You should be able to sit there with nothing to do and observe the beauty that God has created all around you and be at peace.
Yes.
That's what you should strive for. Not having to get on your phone to look at Facebook or
Yes.
Insta or play your word game like me. I like my little word games, right? But you should not need those things
Mhm.
to pacify you when there's nothing happening.
Mm.
That's when you know you've leveled up to a place that very few will ever reach.
Yes.
Okay. But you can do that. And it's just 1% every single day in your life, in your marriage. Let's talk about marriage. We're here for marriage, right? 1%
Mhm.
better in your marriage.
Right.
Wake up, give her a kiss, make them some pancakes, right? Whatever they like. Okay. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Tell them how what you see them do. Oh man, I really saw how you handled the kids and how you had my back. All right, boom. That might be the only compliment you give them that day. But you know what? You gave them one. And if you haven't been doing that, you just took 1% and you invested it into yourself that day.
Mm-hmm.
Do that every day.
Mm-hmm.
Do that in every aspect of your life. And I swear to you, take 6 months. You can take 6 months, right?
Yeah.
That's what my challenge is, 6 months.
6 months.
But I think if you do 6 months of honest growth, you're going to want to do another 6 months and another 6 months. And you're not going to want to stop because you're going to see the fruit of your harvest, or I mean, of what you're sowing, right?
Right.
And that's all we're saying, right? But you can't give what you don't have. You can't sow seed that you don't have.
Correct.
This is why it's so important to invest in yourself. So that way you have good seed to put into the ground.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Working on yourself is plowing the field. Working on yourself is breaking the soil. It's getting the weeds out. It's making the soil so that it's adaptable to the seeds.
Yeah.
Okay. And now we put that good seed in there. Boom. Now we water it. We make sure it gets the sun, right? Next thing you know, that starts to sprout. Okay. We just keep giving it love. We keep investing that 1%. Next thing you know, 6 months to a year later, you have a whole field of crop. A whole field of crop. And imagine that as your marriage or your relationship with your kids or work. Think about that. Wouldn't that be a better cycle to be in? One that it's growth and harvest. Growth and harvest. Growth and harvest. That's good and better. Good and better. Y'all want good or better, or y'all want piss poor and even worse? Because that's what we're choosing when we choose to put it on everybody else. Because that's the other thing. And this, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna pass it off to you because my wife be getting on me. I be talking too much when I get on
I don't get on him,
right?
So I don't know what he's talking about. I just he's talkative, and I've said that before because he is. He's a lot more talkative on here than he is when he's not in the front of the mic. So it's funny. So go.
Yeah. The thing is I shouldn't have said that because I've kind of forgot what I was gonna say. But it was good, and I think at the end of the day, it'll come back to me. But at the end of the day, we all have a choice. Okay. And your situation might not be peachy keen. It might be hard right now. You might be, listening to this and be like, man, you don't even know my life.
Right.
And I get that. But I dare you to be different. And I dare you to give yourself permission to take control of your situation. Give yourself permission to take the reins, the steering wheel of your life, of your marriage, of your career, whatever. Okay? And start guiding your life into the promise that is yours. You see, the thing is I keep saying, well, you are, right? You, if you've been watching this for long, you're probably like, I don't even know what the hell this man's saying, right? I don't know what he's saying. When you understand what I'm saying, you will become peace as it is. No matter what takes place, no matter, you are whatever you need to be, right? In those moments, for however long you need to be it. Okay. Period. But it doesn't stick to you. You're not those things. You just have to become that. Okay, I have to do this here. This is my role. I live it. We begin to learn how to become 100% in everything. So we follow a Swami in India, and his mantra is he says, whatever you are, wherever you are, be 100%. Be 100%. In other words, if you're sitting down with your kids and you're being the dad at that moment, right? We're always dads, but you know what I'm saying? You're doing the dad thing. Be 100% in that.
Be present with your children in that moment. Don't be on your phone. Don't be thinking about like what you got to do as soon as you're done with dealing with your kids, whether you're just sitting and listening to them or you're at dinner, whatever it is. Just be present. And I promise you, I don't think I said it on this show, but I think, maybe I did last Wednesday, but that was the key component to this summer for me, was to be present. Be in the moment with my kids. I want to learn them. I want to, because they're growing and they're elevating, right? And how can they not, considering the elevation and growth that we're doing within ourselves? So they're just around us. We don't force them to do anything, right? We just be. We're just being. Yeah. And then in that, we're just being examples for them, just helping them learn how to be, just be, right? And in being, you're just being comfortable with just being. You're just comfortable with just being who it is that you are with what you have. You have no desires for anything other than just what it is in that present moment. You don't desire anything of the past. You don't desire anything of the future. You just enjoy what you have in the moment. And when we all start living within the present moment, okay, then you really get to see the beauty of life. I mean, you smell it, you taste it. All the five senses is just more enhanced, okay, because everything around you you don't see the ugly. You don't see the ugly. You just see like, oh, that happened because it must have been a reason. Right? Oh, I got this bill when it was a lot more than what I planned for it to be, right? Why? Investigating that. Then, okay, got you. How can I work on this? Don't make it a big deal. See, the problem is we're always reacting to life than we are responding to life.
And when you're 100%,
you just respond. You just respond. You don't react. See, he says the wise responds because you're clearer. You're very clear. When you react, your mind is basically blank. And it just does. It doesn't have any actual reason of why it does what it does and says the stuff it says. And then after, why do you think you always have to come back and apologize? Why do you always think you have to fix something? Because there was something there that destroyed it that you did when you weren't consciously thinking. You weren't consciously thinking about the moments. When you consciously think, it's like God gives you a snippet of everything happening at once so that you can have a full picture within a few seconds of like, you make this decision. Well, guess what? This is the outcome. Yeah. That's what happens. And start catching that. So every time that you in a relationship and you think to yourself, like, this doesn't feel right. There's something not right. There's something not right with me. Forget them. There's something not right with me. I don't feel comfortable any longer being in this relationship because there's things about me I want to work on. So you know what? I realized that being in a relationship with you, right, it's nothing to do with you. I know it's a telltale, like you're always breaking up with somebody. Oh, it's not you. No, it's really not you. It's all of me. Yeah. It's all of me because I really need to heal me. I need to work on me. And you know what? If this is supposed to work, it will. We will reconnect because it was meant. There's nothing that can stop us if we're meant.
Our life is
it's already mapped out.
And we're proof that it works like that.
Yes.
Right? It really does. Like whatever's supposed to happen is gonna happen. We tried to split up. We tried to get away from each other, right? And we just kept being brought back together, and we couldn't get away from out of each other's zone, right? And that's cool. But we also and so we know that regardless of what we might think is happening in that moment, there's a bigger picture,
Yes.
right? That's taking place right now. And really what we're trying to get you to do is to step out of the micro and into the macro of life, right? To try to see things from a larger, from the whole, a wholer picture, right? A wholer viewpoint. Okay. So you can truly respect, because when you react, why are you reacting? Because it's not what you want. And you don't even know what you really want in that moment. You're just going off of whatever conditioning that you set up, and you can't even see the whole picture. It's kind of like I like to think about the wrecks, right? So no one likes to get into a fender bender, right? But what if that fender bender saved your life? I'm gonna give you an example. There was a plane in Brazil that went down. I think 60 some odd people passed away, which is very tragic, and we praying for the families of all those victims and everyone who was involved. But there was as I was reading the story, there was a guy, and he was arguing with the attendants. So he missed the flight. He was like arguing with them about the tickets or something like that, and the plane crashed. Most of us are looking at that as a bad thing. Like, I can't believe I can't get my tickets. You're gonna make me late. Me. I. Not what I want right now, because I had this planned, and this is planned, and this is planned. Right? Sound like some people I have this planned. It has to happen like this, no matter what. Period. No flexibility whatsoever. Right? But God is flexible. I mean, that's you have to be flexible to rock with how this universe and how God has designed human nature as a whole, right? Life as a whole. You have to, there has to be an element in you that allows you to move with the winds, the currents, the waves, the ups, the downs, right? And understanding that that's just the current, it's not the river, or it's the whole thing, I guess, really the whole thing. But you understand that it's that's just what it is. It's not the current is attacking me personally. That is the current. This is what it is if I'm going to be in the river.
Yeah.
So we're in life, and there's a current, okay? And a lot of times the current takes us to offense, because it's not, we didn't want to go down at that time, because maybe we didn't take a breath like we were supposed to, right? We saw it, but we didn't want to do it. That sounds like a lot of people in life. Life takes you down. You didn't want it to happen, so we throw a fit. We blame the current instead of understanding that we are in the river. Okay? And then you can let go and be free. And then you allow the river to take you wherever it is, and you understand that you are free, you're happy, you're at peace, you
then you just enjoy it. And then you just enjoy being in the river, and that's it.
And I know that there's a lot of analogies, and I hope that y'all go back and watch this if this isn't making sense to y'all. But this is the master key to a marriage and to just a happy life. And I go back to this flexibility thing, because what I tell you, that 40-year marriage, the husband said, you have to be able to change, because there's going to be tons of changes throughout your life. When you work on yourself and you are 100% right, in every moment, you're flexible. You're seeing the bigger picture for the most part, right? You're not reacting, you're responding. You are flowing with the current, not against it. You're not trying to hold on to the banks of the river, holding, no, this is where I want to be. No. This is the best place I've ever been. Nothing could be better than this, right? And we hold on, and it's more pain to hold on to what is than to let go and just be one with the river. Life, your marriage, everything becomes solved when you can flow, right? That's Bruce Lee, right? Flow like water. He wasn't saying that just to be fancy, y'all. Right?
Right.
There is a deep meaning with that.
Yes.
And it's a meaning that you can catch and you can apply to your life right now.
Yes.
That's what I got to say.
I love it. I don't really have much more to say because this thing over here be talking. Okay.
See what I said? I told you she'd be calling me out. When we get off here, she'd be like, she'd be all up on me. Sometimes she beats me. Y'all should probably call the police. See how she looking at me?
Because ain't none of that true. Anyways, anyways, I thank you all so much for watching on our Wednesday show. All right. We will see you all next Wednesday. Oh, yes, we will. We'll see you all next Wednesday. I was thinking, hold on, is that September? Is that Labor Day?
I don't even know. Next Wednesday. Y'all
We'll see you
check
next
your own
Wednesday.
calendar. We'll holler at you.
All right. Bye.
I'm not sure I understand it, but everything